thought I also had like with the first interpretation thing of like I never had seen CGI kind of integrated into a TV movie. Sorry, so I never. We're just talking about this.
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
That's
cool.
how we're starting.
All right, then let's start over again. Hold on.
No, we just cold open.
We cold open. Okay. So Charlie brings up the concept that there's been 4 missing scientists, various missing scientists,
11
over the last
11.
3 weeks.
There's been 11 over the past 2 months.
2 months missing, and then I find it interesting because that is basically the plot of the brand new Young Sherlock Holmes TV series.
And that's what I find interesting, not the scientists. Young Sherlock Holmes. Give me the details.
Okay, so Young Sherlock Holmes is rebooted once again. They're going to take an old character from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and let's make him for the new age, right? So they present Sherlock as coming out of jail. Like he was a juvenile delinquent, and his brother, who's part of the Foreign Secretary's office, gets him a job at Oxford University. Once he gets to Oxford, shit hits the fan. He meets James Moriarty, who's a fellow student going there, kind of TA professor type level guy. And then him and Sherlock, they become friends. And Sherlock is framed for murder by a Chinese princess who is visiting the campus, but her real intentions is to murder 4 scientists who were involved in a complot in her Chinese province to take away minerals. So it gets really wild. It's intricate.
That's
it's very
so... Yeah.
It's really intricate thought out. Again, this is what's interesting about this is great writing from not the writing, the direction of the first 2 episodes is Guy Ritchie, and he's a producer on this. Whoever did the writing, I don't know. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head.
Was Guy Ritchie still energetic?
It's just well paced. They did the whole we're going to the Mind Palace, and now we have these questions and this and that.
That's why I defend his Aladdin movie because I'm like, if you watch
wait, Guy Ritchie has an Aladdin movie?
He made the Aladdin,
the live action Aladdin movie with Will Smith.
If you watch it though, there are snatch moments here.
I have not seen that. I've never seen it. Actually,
it's wild. Watch it. You're like, this is definitely Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. He has definitely a cinematic style, and there's a pacing in certain dialogue points. You're like, that's written by Guy Ritchie for sure.
Wait, didn't Guy Ritchie do the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock? As well?
Yeah, that was him. Yeah. So in this new TV series,
so he's just obsessed with
they tell a vision about missing scientists and dead scientists, and I found that like, ooh, what a interesting bullet point there.
Yeah. So apparently all these scientists have been studying plasma gas, and apparently there's these 2 clouds that this guy in like the 60s predicted that were out there, and they called them like dark moons because they didn't know what it was, but they could detect that there was something there.
Yeah.
And now they've detected kind of what it is, and apparently it's these plasma dust balls that have like formed over millennia, like longer than Earth's been around potentially, and they're just like imagine like a neuron network where it's like it can communicate with itself, and they're potentially saying that it's like self-aware,
and it's just like floating in space, and we don't
like
see it unless
consciousness.
Okay,
right, and it's just apparently these 2 distinct gas clouds that are like somewhere just outside of the moon, and then I was also thinking about how they just went to the Artemis mission. But you know, like, did they go to the moon, or are they actually checking this shit out, killing off these scientists who are learning about it so that they don't leak anything before we...
Zach, are you aware of the new movie with Ryan Gosling called Project Hail Mary?
Yes.
Okay, have you seen it?
No.
Have you had the opportunity to see this?
No.
Again, I want to touch it.
Not even heard.
I'm touching into points of Hollywood tells a vision. It's always spelling for us, right?
Bingo.
So look at this new Hollywood movie with Ryan Gosling. The concept of the movie is he is a physicist who wants to renounce this kind of like project that they put him on where they're like literally, oh, you're going to go to space and you're going to solve this problem. Like, no, I'm not that type of guy. That's not what I'm here for. Here's the problem he has to solve. In space, a certain particle or like an organic life being, kind of like this one cell creature, starts floating from Venus to the sun. And when it gets to the sun, it starts eating the energy of the sun. Somehow these unicellular organisms have found a way to live off the plasma of the sun. and then they're spreading across the universe. They're eating suns across the universe, right? So he is instructed to go investigate this one random star, this one random sun that is not being attacked and eaten. They want to find out what makes this star the anomaly. Yeah. So they put him in a coma, put him on a plane against his consent, and you're going to go fucking figure this out. Gets there, he meets an alien life form, and this alien life form is literally looks like a Geodude. This guy's like a Pokemon. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it wasn't thought out. This is a Pokemon, and this is a man, and they got to figure out how to communicate. And the Pokemon tells him, listen, this is happening in my planet as well. And we're here to discover what it is that's going on this particular star, that these organisms cannot eat the energy of the sun. And they're figuring that out together. And I found it so strange that we were releasing Artemis 2 was coming out almost the same premiere weekend of that movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe off by like a week or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know like what they're even doing. I mean, because Homeboy doesn't believe in outside space, so I don't know what they're doing up there.
Yeah, I was wondering what you thought about.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, I saw the streams and videos from Artemis, and like Charlie just sees this and goes, "Fucking these fucking
CGI
actors,
bullshit,
man,
dude."
trying to convince us of happiness in space."
Wait, hold on. Are you actually telling me you believe that every projection of space travel out to the moon, our circular orbital system, is all rigged? You think NASA's capable?
I think we've only been to the moon when Richard Nixon was president, and since then we've only gone less than 7% of the way with humans in the ship. Why?
That's an improvement. He used to not believe in space.
He used to not believe in space.
Well, that's the official narrative. That's not what I actually believe. I don't believe they went
to space
2 times.
Okay, but you believe that space does exist outside of this blue Earth?
I mean, but like,
I love the non-committal answer. Though. It doesn't fill you
what do you mean?
Confidence.
What do you
There
mean?
was no like, you know what? Yeah, there's more to this. You know,
like space is nothing.
Okay, so no, but
so
here's what's recorded. No, here's what's recorded less than like 3 months ago. So our most farthest out satellite, I can't remember, Voyager 2, maybe, possibly, I might be getting the name wrong, has achieved to get to the very edge of our, what is known as our known universe.
The thing we sent in like this late 70s?
Yeah.
With like the Chuck Berry record?
And that it's literally like sending information back, and it's operating on a 6 RAM coded in system.
It's getting signals back to Earth.
Yeah. So this is how this one's working. Check it out. It's been discovered because of the measuring of that particular satellite in combination with another one that our actual solar system is moving while moving. So we're moving inside. Our Earth is rotating while our actual solar system is moving around in space itself. And it's now being recorded that there's an entire outside force that affects and conclaves, like almost like it comes an ecliptic force around the edge of the universe. So there's a gravity outside of our own universe. And I'm gonna say this, and this is why. Here's why I back this up, because if you watch a Star Trek movie, Scotty actually says that the reason he couldn't understand why you could do the leaping while traveling through hyperspace is because he never wrote a formula where he understood that space was moving at the same time as the ship.
Well, there you go. Science, baby.
Scientists.
Yeah, I would say.
What movie was that?
So that's Star Trek. That's when they did the reboot of the movie series that they added the new guys in. So I think on
Simon Pegg said that.
Yeah, the first or second movie he says that.
I was trying to imagine like James Doohan.
And he does the sketch and he's like, I never understood that space was moving at the same time as space.
There we go.
So yeah, it was pretty wild. I was like, what a wild concept.
That's about as good as Anton Yelchin's fake Russian accent was.
I appreciate it. But yeah, so there is a whole new study and a whole new realm of like, now we're recording what is the outside gravitational forces at the very edge of the universe. But it's very strange when these certain theories are locked in at the same time with major Hollywood productions. I find that strange.
Have you heard of the Van Allen radiation belt?
The Van Allen radiation belt. No, I have not. Zach, have you heard about this?
No.
So there's this thing that keeps our atmosphere inside,
Okay.
and it's this hyper radiation belt.
All right.
And because there's so much like radiation happening, organic material can't pass through that or it would like disintegrate.
Understood.
So that's a problem to get to space, I think. It's like our Earth has a membrane. Our atmosphere
That's
has
why I
like
didn't-
But absolutely has a membrane. Yeah. Okay,
So
I can
this
understand that.
membrane has to be strong enough to keep the atmosphere in. So it's like heavy radiation.
And you're telling me,
in.
that
I'm saying as an organic being, it would be probably impossible to pass through that without like being greatly deformed and.
they have heat shields on those ships that go through the
heat shield.
There's like heat
Yeah,
shields.
but like imagine like a microwave.
That's the whole purpose of a plastic radiation suit. Are you telling me the lining inside of the astronaut spacesuit doesn't protect you from some type of radiation? The lining on an astronaut
protects you from some type, but not.
That's why I didn't sound excited about whatever you just said. 'Cause I knew it was something I wasn't educated about that you're going to use.
Yeah.
That's like definitive proof that we couldn't have gone through space.
I
And all
mean-
I'm asking is why you believe in that then, that exists.
No, but the thing is
that
about
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how like cells form. It's like as above, so below. That would make sense that the Earth, if I imagine. the
Yeah, but
Earth
what
as
he's
a
very
cell,
what he's
it would
very
have a
keen on,
membrane.
and this is what I find interesting. He believes that we've only been to the moon once.
Well, that's a new
I
development
don't think-
for me. I haven't heard him say that.
Personally,
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been.
See,
I'm
that's
saying,
what I've
I'm saying what happened was, according to history,
Yes.
conventional history, during the Nixon administration only, we took several trips to the moon that also corresponded with certain things happening during the Vietnam War, which I think was more significant.
Yeah.
With, distraction than actual like
Exploration. Yeah.
So, and then after the Nixon administration, we never sent anybody to the moon since then, even to now. And the furthest we've ever sent humans is to the edge of the atmosphere, essentially.
Edge of the atmosphere, essentially.
We've never penetrated that.
Okay,
since
never-
the
and-
70s.
and
Why
never
would
actually-
we have not been able to go further later on with better technology? Why did we go
Than
why
the
did we go
moon?
like literally 100 times further the first 6 times and not the last 100 times we sent stuff out?
That's understandable. That's why most of the Apollo missions had to be called back and were failures because they're like, oh, we don't have enough energy to come back. We don't have enough research. Like it was all trial and error.
I mean,
all
they
the
were-
way. Yeah.
They were the soap operas of
And
their
supposedly
days, too.
Apollo 11 is the one that landed. I honestly don't think Apollo 11 was the first landing. I think we didn't get there until maybe like 5 missions later.
Plus, there's like all
Yeah.
the Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. But I honestly don't think that Apollo 11 is the
As soon
moon
as you said
landing.
Apollo 11, I thought Shining.
Yeah. But the thing is, Apollo 11 is staged as the 1960s landing of the moon. And I'm like, no, I don't really think that's the one I don't believe in. I just believe we'd landed later on, and then that first one was like the one that's projected as, no, this is the time we really made it there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's good. We faked
Zach,
one,
you-
but we didn't fake the other.
Yeah.
We just had to rush that.
Yeah. We had to rush it. Yeah. What do you think about that one, Zach?
What are your favorite sci-fi movies?
Ooh, great question. All right. I'm going to start off with my 1980s classic, just a childhood favorite, Flight of the Navigator.
Yo.
I cannot, that movie is playing anywhere at a restaurant, I have to stop and like, no, I got to finish this right now.
I like that a lot. When
Flight of the
I
Navigator.
haven't
Just
watched it since, but
dude,
I liked it a lot.
I love that movie. I think me and my aunt used to see it every time I would visit her. We would watch it every single time. And I was like, I would love every single joke. I would love all the psycho creatures. It's like the fact that Paul Rubin was the voice of the AI robot. I love it. Everything about it. Like it was amazing. So after Flight of the Navigator, I would have to say that one of my second most interesting, and the thing is, the second movie borders on sci-fi because when it is analyzed from the point of view of the character, it's said that maybe what he wasn't really seeing a UFO. It was just possibly a cancerous growth that a tumor that created like an illusion that he thinks that occurred. So that one's called Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Right.
So in this movie, he's outside walking around, sees a flashing light, and then boom, for some reason he's embedded with like whole new level of potential, can retain books, can break down coding.
Like,
the guy goes into like a deep science mode.
There's a separate film where John Travolta's an angel, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
in that same period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think with it.
That's a different movie.
Yeah.
Gets locked in like, well, the 90s had that weird sci-fi thing where they were like hyper sentimental sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Like Phenomenon and Powder and like a bunch of those kind of
That was
movies.
the weird one.
That was an interesting twist there. I think my favorite sci-fi movie, which also borders on not being sci-fi, is actually The Faculty.
Ooh, isn't that kind of like a reinterpretation of Invasion of the Body
Body Snatchers,
Snatchers?
yeah.
And who wrote that against Stephen King? Was it Stephen King?
Not the original.
Okay.
No, the remake was written by Kevin Williamson, who did Dawson's Creek and Scream.
Okay.
What I love about that, right, is it came out in like December '98.
Yeah.
And it's about these kids who just like do drugs. And basically, if you take away the alien metaphor, they're walking around shooting their friends and their principal at school. 4 months later, Columbine happened, and it's like I can track that. I can track the weaponization of teenagers to the faculty.
Wow, what an
Today's the
interesting.
anniversary, by the way. Of
It's 420.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It is 420. It's
Well,
the anniversary.
topical then.
That's really wild.
Yeah, so that's interesting though. The Faculty.
Well, all those teen movies were like heading that way. Like Scream is so revolutionary because it's like, what if the killer wasn't Michael Myers or Jason? What if it was your Johnny Depp knockoff boyfriend and his retarded drooling best friend? Like, what if they were killing you and all of your friends? And like
I
the
never
fact
really
that it's those
thought
two
about that, but
boys
yeah,
saying
dude.
like movies don't make psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. And then we have the Eric and Dylan of Columbine.
Yeah,
They're
I never
unique
even
as
thought
well,
about
too.
the Scream, the weirdo kid that no one
Well,
would
Columbine
suspect.
killed that like teen slasher
Genre.
phenomenon, and like what happened after that is like the same that happens in movies, right? Like I would call those slasher movies pretty postmodern. The idea that they were deconstructing all the slashers before and really ironic and comedic, kind of self parodies as well.
Yeah.
But
I
it
Know
was
What
all
You
about
Did
like
Last
super
Summer.
weaponized teenagers, and then directly after that, we went back to the building blocks, just like rock music did after grunge fucking imploded. Went back to the building blocks of horror with like we got the Texas Chainsaw remake. That's when we got the Hills Have Eyes remakes. And it wasn't high school killers anymore. We were
It was back to some Psycho in the Woods or something like that.
The building grammar, the exploitation movement was back to that. Or world cinema were responding with like French extremism movies, like they were torture porn essentially.
Okay.
They weren't just responding to Columbine. After 2 years, we were responding to the War on Terror at the same time, and we're still trying to digest all of that. So like Saw and Hostel were the big.
Definitely go down that.
Feeling
Charlie,
trapped.
do you have one of those favorite sci-fi movies?
I don't even know, man. I was never really a big sci-fi guy.
You got to understand that Predator is a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. No, there's. I get it. The Wonder Emporium of Doctor.
That's a unique answer.
What was that movie called?
Was that the one that Heath couldn't finish?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a weird one.
Terry Gilliam had some good ones, like Brazil and 12 Monkeys. You can call that.
12 Monkeys is a wild, crazy movie. Very interesting. Yeah.
If I really I'd have to think about it though.
It integrates time travel with a possible virus world pandemic.
Yeah, with some, like brilliant social commentary.
Yeah.
Just on homeless schizophrenics at the same
Yeah,
time.
home
And that's a remake of Legette, like this Chris Carter. It's a wonderful like experimental silent from the 60s.
Okay.
It's only told in still images. It's like 8 minutes long of these still images that are just it's breathtaking. You can probably find it on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, it did.
There's a lot of
Did you like the
all
Alien
the
movies?
Minority Report and like things of that nature where it's like like that when AI gets out of hand, like those things always spook me like legit. So I'm trying to think
like
of
AI
more, though.
movies. Well, I would actually go to Alien for those. I've always loved the robot synthetic characters and all the Alien movies
I
are
can't
always
remember
the
what
best.
the name of it was, but there was this one movie where it's basically they send a spaceship out and they have like all these people like they're like in comas, and then they wake up at a certain
Is it
time
like-
to take over the last shift. Like they live their life, and then these people wake up from a coma to like continue the mission.
Yeah.
And they're basically going from one planet that got destroyed
Is
to
that the one
find
where
a new
Chris Pratt
planet.
wakes up like early?
No, it's like
No, it's Passengers with Chris Pratt.
yeah,
No,
it's
no.
earlier than that.
This one sounds like
Yeah,
an
I feel like it
alien,
has,
like a maybe.
Happened in
What's the guy from Jurassic Park?
Okay, you are thinking of Event Horizon.
Event
You're just-
Horizon.
Event
Thank you.
Horizon. Yeah,
That's the one.
that's a
yeah.
great one. Yeah,
I think that's a very interesting concept.
that's
too,
the first
because that's a lot of like
my first time I
mythology
saw
has.
sci-fi horror. That was like
It gave me nightmares.
yeah,
when
the
they
movie
finally,
gives you
like,
nightmares.
When they finally get that footage and get it like worked out so you can see it, and he's like speaking in Latin with his eyeballs in his hands, being like "Welcome to hell." Or
Yeah.
something.
And
Very
it's like-
wild. I heard there was going to be some type of a sequel or prequel to it. I really hope they don't do it because it ruins such a classic fucking sci-fi horror movie that stands to this day.
Oh, and Sam Neill's bringing it.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's like he's tapping into
Sam
the
Neill
horror
is,
that
like,
like made him.
Yeah.
You ever saw Possession? You've definitely seen memes of Possession.
No, but it was even talked about
yeah,
that during
he-
the filming.
Three straight. Oh wait,
No.
Was he?
what was
In Possession, he plays like a cuck basically, while his wife gets more and more demonic.
I feel like there's some where he plays a priest
That
in an
might
exorcism
be. You
or
might be
something
thinking
like
of.
that.
He played Damien in one of the Omens.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Possibly that.
I don't know if he's in an Exorcist movie. I haven't seen all of them.
Not like The Exorcist, but an Exorcist.
And within the
happens in
Exorcist
movie.
like realm world universe per se.
I would
Yeah.
say the Omen's in there.
Okay.
Somewhere. But like sci-fi, other good ones, obviously all the aliens. 2001, I used to think was like amazing, but I haven't. Every time I put it on now, I'm
When you revisit it, you're like, ooh, it doesn't hold up.
yeah, no.
Well, it's
not
like
at all.
too much of a. It's like
But the AI
How
thing
do
you
you
just
do
talked
it?
about is
It's
done beautifully there.
the.
How?
It's too good of a
The classic
masterpiece.
of how.
It's like you can't stare at the Vitruvian Man and like get something out of it every time. Like once you like, it's like once you kind of got the thing.
well,
There's more to get out of it, but it's like
but like I don't know. Art should be dynamic for me. Like I should be able to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with stuff that I liked at a certain age that I can't get into now. But 2001's not like a juvenile movie.
well, no,
That's
it's like
supposed to be
overplayed
something.
in culture maybe to like. It lost its nuance because it was overplayed or such. Put
Maybe over
pedestal,
satire because
yeah.
it was
Shining hasn't
satire.
lost that power, and like nothing else has. I think there's something up with it. So like the Russians made a response to 2001. Tarkovsky made Solaris, which was remade here with George Clooney.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie.
And Solaris is brilliant, and it's you would love it because Tarkovsky was one of those good Christians, meaning like his philosophy was like pretty intense and pretty beautiful. And Solaris, he made Solaris and Stalker, and they're these deeply ruminative science fiction movies because he, like everyone else, thinks that Kubrick was very cold, and I get that that's probably deliberate in 2001, maybe, but like
No,
so was The
like,
Shining, so is Eyes Wide. Every movie he's ever made is really cold, so it might be actual flaw of the
2001 is
filmmaker.
especially like sterile though.
Yeah, and so like Solaris is a film kind of full of longing because Kubrick didn't take into account like if you bring the human experience into space, like the experiential qualities matter the most. Of like we aren't just these empty like emotionless vessels. In Tarkovsky's world, you bring your heartache and your doubt and your loneliness into space, basically. And Solaris is. You ever seen the movie Sphere with Sam Jackson and Dustin Hoffman? It's
I know of it. I know of it, but I can't remember it well.
basically that, like they're outside of this planet that makes your fears like reality,
Manifest.
or your
Yeah, yeah.
anxieties manifest.
Okay.
Yeah, like the main character goes there and his dead wife appears to him.
And then I think at the ending, it's like they all make a decision, like let's just not talk about this thing
Yeah, that was
existing.
Fear, yeah.
I remember how that movie ends. I haven't seen that one in a while yet.
Also, that just made me think of like Moon.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
great
Sam
movie!
Rockwell,
Yeah.
right? Where he's just like that solitude.
What's the name of that
just,
actor
like,
again? Sam what?
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. What a
Yeah.
great movie
You know
that
who
one
directed
was.
that?
Who?
Bowie's son,
Bowie's son?
Duncan Jones, directed that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oddly enough, he made a movie for Netflix where like Paul Rudd or Justin Theroux are like abusing this child or something, and he dedicated it to his dead dad at the end. So you're like, Dude, what
Wow.
are you saying?
I
Wow.
always had a bit of a hunch, man. He's too much of an idol.
And that movie.
Yeah, I
was
know, because like
if you're
you know how hard it's got to be the son of a crazy artist like
Plus,
that.
he was always
He has
so,
so it's so much selfishness to be an artist to care for like, oh, that's my son. I got to make sure that he grows up. Like I'm over here trying to be an artist.
Yeah.
It's too selfish sometimes.
But
yeah.
Moon is fabulous.
Yeah, Moon is a great movie.
That rides on Sam Rockwell
yeah.
for me being a powerhouse.
No, he's one of my favorites, honestly.
Fun watching any type of genre. I saw him in this one where he plays like some type of assassin caught in like, and then he falls in love with this redhead.
Yes, I know exactly. I just
the
watched it
the bad
recently.
guy or the wrong, something
It's
like
called
that.
The wrong guy.
Yeah, and he is just whoa. I like this serial killer
Mr.
dude.
Wrong or
I don't
something.
know. It was amazing,
Yeah,
fun
she's
to
looking
watch.
for Mr. Right
Yeah,
and Mr.
yeah. And the
Wrong.
guy's Mr. Wrong because like, oh, I got to kill these people trying to kill
that
me.
one was really good.
Yeah.
For sci-fi, he was in one of the best ones, Galaxy Quest.
Yep, yep. True that. True
Oh,
that.
yeah, I just
Great.
thought, yeah.
True that.
It's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
best Star Trek movies I've ever seen. To be
That's a
honest,
great,
man.
great
And he
one with
was the
Tim
red
Allen.
shirt, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was the guy who died like this episode. It was
Great, great play. That one's like it's a great satire, and it's like the fact that Tim Allen got to be like his own version of Picard was like, what? This is cool. It was funny, yeah.
It's a comedy. I get nerd chills. I love it when fucking Alan Rickman's character gets into it. He does his little quote over the body of that guy who's dying. He's like, "By Zolthar's sword, I will offend you."
Dude, no, that's a really good one. That is a really good one. All right. So we've been on I want to go back to the original message that we're getting to. How do these sci-fi kind of interpretation movies then become national headlines?
That's where I was going with The Faculty, at least.
It's very concerning how we see major motion pictures are now almost the true prophets of what our world is becoming. And it's a little bit scary because who the fuck are these writers and directors hanging out with?
Yeah, I don't know if it's prophetic more so than disclosure.
Yeah.
Or was normalization.
It's
putting these ideas.
Thinking
in your
about
head
that,
so
like how
it's like you thought
desensitized
of it
how
rather
desensitized are you when you see it on television and it's happened for real, but you saw it on a movie 3 weeks before that?
And then the other kind of way I think of it is like market research. Like, are you into aliens? Are you into demons?
Yeah.
Are you into ghosts? Like, what does the market want us to give them? And that's kind of what we'll give them in terms of like distractions.
I think some of it is like thoughts and ideas and attitudes that have been like popular in alternative groups or like underground groups, like gaining more and more like notoriety. Like we always go back to the Philip K. Dick hole. Like he wrote the books that Blade Runner, Total Recall, Minority Report, all that stuff was based on. And like on A Scanner Darkly, which is probably his best, and Linklater made that movie. But like he was I think he was actually being tracked by the CIA throughout like his writing because he wrote like really radical sci-fi books with these kind of like extremely political edges to them.
Yeah.
So like when his stuff, well, it's weird. It's almost a bastardization of his stuff because like I watch Minority Report or Total Recall and it's stuff for the masses basically. So like, but you can see like the kernel of like the radicalism in there because he was like almost a left-wing terrorist, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, you can see the kernels in there, but it's filtered through Spielberg or through Verhoeven.
No, I watched, like, The Good Shepherd yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever, and they were distinctly talking about how there was this group of, like, a section that was reading sci-fi to get information about, like, because they might be disclosing, foreign secrets
that's where I'm
through
going,
their
like,
things.
Oh,
if
wow.
Yeah, so people have been like, and then I think about like, H.G. Wells, the most prolific sci-fi writer, right?
Yeah.
And he was like very close to people who knew where things were going.
Yeah, if I get
So,
conspiratorial,
there's a lot of that.
It's that
And who's Scientology guy?
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard,
But-
also super prolific writer in the sci-fi world, but also these people who make their own religions end up writing a lot of sci-fi movies and books and stuff.
But if I get conspiratorial, it's that I think that these like big ideas or different things they're filtered or bastardized through Hollywood systems to get us acclimated to something new. That will happen. That way, like we have like a more sanitized way of dealing with it. And really, that's all I see there. The whole faculty situation, that was just the culture leading to fucking self-destruct mode.
Yeah, interesting.
So if that's it, then why was that War of the Worlds radio thing like almost 100 years ago now?
I mean, Orson Welles was a genius. I mean, there's no...
Or I guess it was...
We can talk about Kubrick all day, whatever. Wells was a genius.
Yeah, but like...
With a captivating voice.
Yeah.
Such a voice that you would believe
and it's true,
anything.
If you missed the beginning...
Yeah.
But like, where's the... Why hasn't it happened yet? If it's...
That part where we're being televised the invasion while the invasion is happening at the same time. Oh, that's possible to come. Yeah. At any time, that's possible to come.
Also, we might be reading it incorrectly. If it shows us anything, it shows us how hyper-literal normal people engage with media and how much they'll believe anything.
Oh, I like that interpretation. Kind of. What is that? The that's called the Cave of the Light.
Yeah,
like Aristotle's cave.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Plato.
Exactly. So that concept of like they're seeing the shadows, but they're seeing the shadows, and they believe that the shadows are. Oh, that's the reality. That's reality.
Exactly.
That's right there. So
I think that's what
that's a very interesting thing too. Yeah.
And remember, like he did that. He was like 24 or something when he did Citizen Kane, and he did that before it. Homeboy's a genius in media.
Yeah.
I love his quotes. I started at the top and worked my way to the bottom. Last thing he did was fucking like baked beans commercials or frozen beans.
Frozen vegetables.
Yeah, and he was like too drunk to fucking go through with it.
Yeah, did frozen vegetables. I think that's actually mentioned in Pinky and the Brain. The voice actors talk about Orson Welles and how they would voice Orson Welles. That Pinky is Brain is an interpretation of Orson Welles.
Yeah.
Through his voice.
One of my favorite roasts ever. It was a roast of Dean Martin, and all he did was read the lyrics to like, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. And like, just through the beautiful voice, and like, every word was just dripping with criticism. Just reading your lyrics back to you, man.
Reading the lyrics back to you.
You want to take a break really quick, and then we can jump on the music?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
By the way, this is Omar. He's joining us today. Give it up for Omar Cruz.
I'm excited to be here. What are we even calling this? I don't even know what this is.
You were doing this fucking Joe Rogan stuff.
Yeah.
You were never going to...
Never introduce me.
Yeah, Glyph Glitch.